The man in the reflection. The first time I saw him, I thought it was a trick of the light.
I was brushing my teeth before bed, head down, lost in thought.
When I glanced up at the mirror, my heart nearly stopped.
A man stood behind me.
Not just any man.
He was greening to white, unnatural. His skin was greyish, his eyes sunken and lifeless. He wore an old-fashioned black suit.
The kind you'd see in 19th century funeral portraits.
My breath caught in my throat.
I spun around, but there was no one there. The mirror was empty. I laughed nervously, chalking it up to exhaustion.
But as I turned back, my blood ran cold.
He was still there. I didn't sleep that night. The next few days, I convinced myself it was just my imagination.
But every night, when I stood before the mirror, he appeared, always grinning,
always watching. He never moved. He never blinked.
Then, one night, I decided to be brave, I whispered.
"Who are you?"
For the first time, he moved. His lips parted as if to speak.
But instead of words, a soft tap, tap, tap echoed through my bathroom. My stomach clenched. It was coming from the mirror.
I backed away, refusing to believe it.
That's when I noticed something horrifying.
His reflection was closer than before. I ran out of the bathroom and slept with the lights on.
But the nightmare wasn't over.
The next night, I covered the mirror with a blanket. That didn't stop him. At exactly 3 o'clock a.m., I heard a noise.
Tap, tap, tap. I froze. It wasn't coming from the bathroom this time. It was coming from my bedroom mirror.
Shaking, I pulled the covers over my head. My breath was ragged, my pulse racing. Then I felt it.
A breath right against my ear.
A voice whispered, "You shouldn't have looked." I screamed.
The next morning, I smashed every mirror in my house. No more reflections.
No more tapping. No more grinning man.
For months, I felt safe. Until today, I was walking past a storefront when I caught a glimpse of my reflection in the glass. There he was, closer than ever. I should have kept walking. I should have ignored the reflection. But when I saw him standing behind me in the glass, closer than ever, I couldn't move. His grin was wider now. His teeth, yellowed, jagged, looked sharper.
His lifeless eyes locked onto mine, unblinking. I felt a pull, as if my body wanted to turn toward the glass, as if he wanted me to face him outside the reflection.
I tore my gaze away and ran.
I ran home, locked every door, every window, every possible reflective surface. I even covered my phone screen with tape,
too afraid to see his face in the dark reflection of the black glass.
But that night,
I made a mistake. I woke up at 3 o'clock a.m. again, the same time as before. My throat was dry, my body drenched in sweat.
A single thought filled my mind. Don't look. I kept my eyes shut. I turned to my side, pulling the blanket over my head, and then I heard it.
Tap, 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 the sound of a finger tapping against glass. It was faint at first, coming from the bathroom.
But then, it moved.
Tap, tap, tap.
Closer now.
I held my breath. The sound had shifted. It was coming from my closet mirror. Tap, tap, tap.
Right next to my bed, I clenched my fists, willing myself to stay still. But then, a cold breath tickled my ear.
A whisper. You can't hide forever.
My eyes shot open, and that's when I saw it. Not in a mirror, not in a reflection,
but standing at the foot of my bed. The man.
He was real now.
No glass, no barrier, no escape.
His mouth curled into something beyond a grin. A gaping, unnatural smile that stretched ear to ear. Then, in the darkness, he took a step forward.
I couldn't move. The man stood at the foot of my bed. His hollow eyes locked onto mine.
No mirror, no reflection.
He was here.
His grin stretched to wide, revealing rows of jagged yellow teeth. His skin, gray, sagging, twitched like something inside was shifting, writhing.
And then, he took another step forward. I wanted to scream, but my throat closed. My body refused to move, frozen in sheer terror. My heart pounded against my ribs, a violent drumbeat in my ears. This isn't real. This isn't real.
Then he whispered, "You brought me here."
His voice wasn't normal. It was layered, like 100 voices speaking at once. Some deep, some barely a breath, all of them wrong.
I tried to shut my eyes, to force myself to wake up, but the moment I blinked,
he was beside me, his face inches from mine.
His breath smelled of rot, decay, and something worse, something ancient.
I could feel the weight of his presence pressing against my chest.
"Let me in," he murmured.
I gasped, finally breaking free from my paralysis. Without thinking, I threw myself off the bed and bolted for the door, but the second my feet hit the floor,
I felt fingers wrap around my ankle.
Cold, clammy, wrong. I kicked, I screamed, clawed at the floor. The grip tightened, nails digging into my skin. My body was yanked backward, dragged toward the mirror-covered closet.
The glass rattled. I knew. If I touched that mirror, I wouldn't be coming back.
Desperate, I reached for the bedside lamp and swung it behind me.
Smash! The bulb exploded, plunging the room into darkness.
But the grip on my ankle was gone. I scrambled to my feet, panting, chest heaving.
I flicked on my phone flashlight, scanning the room.
He was gone.
I turned to the mirror, my own reflection staring back at me. For the first time in days, I was alone.
Also, I thought, as I leaned closer, my stomach twisted into a knot.
My reflection wasn't smiling, but behind me, deep in the glass, he was. For 3 nights, he didn't return.
No tapping, no breath on my neck, no reflection smiling back. I started to believe it was over.
I wanted to believe it was over.
But you don't just escape something like him. I began seeing things out of the corner of my eye. Shapes moving past dark windows. Shadows that didn't belong to anything.
My phone would turn on by itself. The screen would glitch. Static and flashing images that vanished before I could make them out.
And always that feeling, like someone was watching me.
Then last night, something changed. I woke up at 3 o'clock AM again.
The lights in my house were all on, and written across every mirror, in something thick and black, were 3 words. You looked first.
I don't know what that means. I don't remember ever seeing him before the bathroom that night. I don't remember inviting anything in. But maybe.
That's how it works. Maybe looking is all it takes. I packed a bag and left. I drove for hours until I found a cheap motel with no mirrors. I covered my phone, my laptop, even turned off the TV. No screens, no reflections,
but I can still feel him. He's close.
And then, just now, as I recorded this,
I looked into the front-facing camera of my phone by accident.
Just for a second,
and I saw it.
Not him, me smiling, but I wasn't smiling.
He's not in the reflection anymore.
He's inside me. You look too.